All right, look, you saw the picture for this video, which is this picture right here. All right. Now, what do you see right there? What do you see? Do you see this symbol right here? That's a 7 into a 6. Do y'all know that symbol of demonism? What is she doing, though, to his arm? That symbol, that mark, that brand is on his right there. So what is it? It's a brand. Does she look Asian? All right, he's black. There's no white people in this fucking picture. Okay, so you can't see that clearly, but on that Band-Aid is that 7 with the 6 in the loop, which is black magic, and it's on his left shoulder, his left shoulder. Right hand path, left hand path. You're not in your right mind because you never develop the third and the left convolution of the brain. So it stays mush, and that's why you're easy to control. Right hand magic is good, left hand magic is bad. So what we're going to do is just, see, I'll go to these bookstores because the books are Jesuits. They're not real. Once you figure out who created the printing press and how it presses, print, when you and me leave, we leave a registered mark within the cosmos, an imprint of what you do, you take with you. So if you absorb shit, then the imprint's shit. That's a whole nother video. But I'll go to these stores, and you know whose books they were burning in Germany? Steiner's. All of that shit. Everything that he did and then prior. Because that was like a mecca fucking place of like channeling shit. And the material, the books were written for that. They were written to pull that out. They already knew something's coming down, so we're going to grab it. And so they sit back and they observe. And then once they're gone, they just take it and just tear it apart. But this is a book called In the Matter of Color. Okay. Of course, he's got chains on, which is, you would never treat product bad because then you got to do the fucking work. It's insane. And so where does this image come from? Hollywood. Through the wood of the holly tree because they're casting spells. So, and these Jesuits set it all up. Vatican, they're the breadwinners behind every bit of it. You know, but I was standing and I had to go into the greens of the Walgreens, and there it was. And it's like, this is just insane. But I just want to show you a picture. So, here's a picture of what they would call branding right here. Even though it's a little grotesque. That's not what you do. It's like, so what would you get? Okay, if you're malnourished and you're beat the shit out of, cut all to hell, how fucking good are you to work? None. Do you see what I mean? So, the black magic is the Jesuits did it all. And then once they come out of it and then blame a certain group, and then they give them all these images of just violence, and it's like, that's not real. The thing is you're the slaves now. That's the brand. It's the same thing. So he's stitching what it looks like in the back of his neck, which is stupid. Fucking stupid. They all just want you to be dumb. Okay, so we got a picture, so we've got a similarity. All right, I've got another book, but I don't even care about it because we don't have to go nowhere else. Okay, so that's the brands. Let's just look. Explain a difference. They're both branded. That's a brand. That's a brand. That's a mark. That's a mark. We'll go with it. That one's fucking crazy violent. Now they're nice about it. Here you go. Here, we're going to put more fucking arsenic into you. How is that not mockery? That's a brand, and that's branding. What's the definition of corporation brands? It says thinking. Like the fucking computer's got to think. It can only do what it's been programmed to do because it's a demon. It has no soul and no spirit, do you? You fucking idiots. Corporate brand is the overall identity and reputation of a company as a unified entity. Entities are demons. It's very, very easy. Unified. There's the unity. We're preaching unity. And then the overall identity. And then it says, unlike product branding, which focuses on marketing a single item. Let's go back to the images. I know they like images. Okay, so what is that word right there after the S word? Branding. So let's unlike product branding, which focuses on marketing a single item. This would be a single item. So with this right here, that's a one shot. That's a single item. The branding of it's sick, buddy. Some of y'all are like, holy shit. So corporate branding promotes the parent organization itself. It encompasses the company's mission, values, visual identity, and promise to all stakeholders. Mission. LGBTQ commission. There you go. Our state, county, city advisory board, slave traders. Right there. LGBTQ clothes and hats and stuff. Wow, we're a little overboard now, ain't we? A little crazy on the black magic. See, that's a brand. Their left convolution of the brain, third ventricle, has never been developed. Black magic has to do with the left-hand path. So that means that they live in the left side of their brain. That means that the material in there is mush. You can throw all, we just see the slave traders. Okay, they've gone from this to this and gotten away with everything that they have done in the process. There's the P, ride. The Roman Constantine P cross. There you go. There it is. P. Put a circle around that X and turn it, and that's the polygon, the circle with the... And they'll tell you, no, that's for the seasons. Okay, well then why don't you teach the seasons? So you've got these symbols. The circle with a cross, sun symbol. All right. We're not even going to read. It says geometric, but you see that symbol? That's on front of the churches. Everywhere. It says the circle with a cross inside, commonly called the sun cross, is one of the oldest geometric symbols in human history. Well, why doesn't anybody know that? Man, all we got to do is Google it. You're a dumb fuck. You're a black magic participant in our demonic scheme. You've been in your cavity which is empty. It has been slowly taken over by a demon called Ahriman, who deceives you into doing whatever you want to do. And then the screen uploads your thoughts, your thinking, and everything. If you take it away, you start crying and don't know what the fuck to do, because crying never develops the right side of the brain. You saw the symbol. Jonathan's Restaurant. Now, I just want to ask you something. Here's Jonathan's. So, why is that on the front of Jonathan's Restaurant? Well, it's because it's the... See, on the other side, that same symbol will be a square. That's why everybody that doesn't listen are earthbound, trapped to the forces of black magic. The square represents 3 square bills a day. We're going down to the town square to watch on stage actors, toroidal field, acting out characters which are black magic, so we can imitate what they're doing, and now we're a demon. Yeah. And now I'm going to raise children into brands. And these newspapers and all this fuck shit around me will never allow me to develop my brain the way it's supposed to. And I'll always be, even though I don't cry, I'm not going to be given in the schooling here in America, M, R, N, real vowels and consonants, so I can develop my larynx and everything in my brain. Nope. Here's a pacifier. You see that? And then we're going to give you French fries. Potatoes turns the brain into the digestive system. So the brain starts trying to process food. That's what causes fucking headaches. And these dumbasses, they eat out of plastic bags. And the TV tells them that everything outside is bad. It's all bad. And then the churches come in and go, did you see it on TV? We need to do the right thing and get a fucking shot. Seminary schools are really Ahrimanic recruiting centers for Satan. But we're not going to say that. The only way we can get away with this is because of literally how fucking dumb y'all are. Yeah. Let's go with your Jesus. Do you really think he wants all these gadgets in the churches and going, hey, look at me, praise Jesus? No. But since you're not saying nothing, we're going to stay in it. Because you're a brand. You're a fucking brand of Ahriman. Armani. Here we go. Armani. That's Ahriman right there. That's materialism. Old Catholic churches still existing. Let's see. Well, it's not giving me what I'm wanting. There we go. So here's an image of the same symbol, but it's a little different. Oh, and they got the upside down pentagrams in this church. Look at that. With the point down. Yeah, that's fucking demons. These churches are prisons on the other side. Listen to me. On the other side, those are squares. Their subconscious, they walked under these symbols. They control them, these demons, these higher up demons through these symbols. And once they get there, there's a prism, that souls are kept in. And depending on what souls have been uploaded with whatever black magic through screens and how horrible of a death they might have died, the fake Black Path Jesuit magicians here on earth now that yours truly can see like a fucking dog's penis or nothing. They can talk to these dead souls trapped to earth, and they give them information. Just like a phone call. That's where your dialing pad comes from, the cabal. It comes from this right here. That's your phone dialing pad right here. This right here. That's on the phone. So this is the fucking real telephone. The real one. But it's no good, though. If you know, we can. It's like Jason Bourne when he's on the fucking boat and he's like, I can go through all this shit. I can speak 20 languages. I can fucking do all this, but I don't know who the fuck I am. It's just like those ducks. They were fucking kidnapped and thrown into a department store, Black Magic, and then sold. God's own creatures sold with money made by man. You know, I had them, you know, encaged, not like while they're young so they can't get hurt, but they grew through not developing their wings, the strength to fly. Out on the golf course, these geese have had babies, and it pisses me off because these guys are like, we need to just shoot all them. And I've tried telling them, then you're going to be the one getting shot at forever on the other side. But these little baby geese, or the youngins, baby is baby line. Yeah, kids are goats. But anyways, these geese, it was the coolest shit. Because some of the guys I'm with, I've fucking sort of made them soften up some because of their arimonic nature. But the geese, the mom and dad, it was like there's a runway, you know, and they're teaching the young ones to run and then start flapping their wings, and then they would stop running. And now eventually they're running and flying some. Now, where does that intelligence come from? Well, just Google it. You shut up, demon. There's a group soul conscious controlling those. That's as real as me and you. And they have convinced these Christians and all these demons on earth and all these cavities of these human beings. We're water beings. A human being is a stupid idiot. We are water beings. Okay? And it's beautiful to watch that. But do you see what I mean? Okay, if you'll pay attention, you know, they'll keep some of the churches in your own town, you know, there that have that same symbol on them. And a lot of churches don't even know what it is. It was just there. You know, but these Jesuits, when they get into these churches, what they do is this. If the church is not corrupted, they slowly corrupt the congregation, the aggregate of the con. Con is 33 in satanic gematria, the prime. 33 is the Kamiya of Saturn. So the black magic of the aggregate of Saturn, devouring souls. Okay? And they put these symbols out. They don't have to speak. One symbol says, we got this on lock. So, you know, and I mean, look, this is it. And y'all know these old churches, they're just substations. There's another one. And truthfully, that symbol has to do with like stained glass and different shit, but you can set them up different places, and when the sun's coming up, it's going to penetrate, and it's like a channel, no different than the TV. It's stupid. I get tired of talking and spinning my own wheels. But you know, we've done videos on the pentagrams and all that shit. The church is Circe. The pharmaceutical industry is Circe. Okay? This is who they are. It's Circe. Right here. Right there. That's the medical industry and the church. Right there. Circe, S-I-R-C-E, used to be K-I-R-K-E, Kirky. And then it was K-I-R-K, Kirk. Captain Kirk. Because Captain Kirk is in charge of the Enterprise. So Kirky, Circe, the church, Catholic Church, is the Kirky is the king of the Enterprise. Now that fucking entity, which is Phoenician, we'll give it that name, behind that is the ones who control all that. They control what everything and that you can think of, this entity controls human beings. But look, it even says it right. Let's see. Just real quick before we go. Let's see if they've still got this one. It says Circe, witchcraft, enchantment. It's pharmakia is what the name means. I can't even pull it up no more. And necromancy, it's all pills and the potions and shit. All right, let's see. Just key in Mother Cersei. Oh, now you're taking a minute to show me it. You think they got a team watching me through this? You better believe it. We've had one. And we just laugh at them. Because this is the last thing. There it is that they wanted to happen. Was in a goy with their grid. And for you to even pick up on it either. So what we have is Kirke Cersei was a goddess of sorcery, pharmakia. There it is, right here. Look, right there. Read that. That's the church, right there. Pharmakia. You've heard them songs. Kia. Pharmakia. P. There's the P. P for Constantine cross. And then harm. 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 So Constantine cross, we're demons. We think we're the fucking top dogs, but not while Matt Charles is here in this cavity. Look, I'm telling you, you can get to a point to where you can see every one of these humans, the billions, that just sit here every night like this. And you'll see the same way if you get connected to nature. The magnetic field you can see through the air. You can't see it in the elemental beings, but I can. The same way they project themselves, projectors, in the earth and what pulls it out is the same way that the screen is projecting into the optic nerve and then it pulls them out. You're crazy. You're fucking crazy. You are fucking crazy. Oh, pride, come here. God damn, we're coming to get you. It's fucking peace through violence. And it's like, without this, you're nothing. You're a demon. You're a fucking demon. And that's it. You know, remember 6 years ago when the Kamiya of Saturn, once again, uses the numbers 1 through 9, COVID-19. When it hit, I did a fucking 2-minute video with balloons. One was full of air, one was half full of air. And we were talking about the lungs. And we said, when you put this on, you reduce it to this. And there ain't nothing going in your brain. And when you don't, it's this. And you got Jesus running around everywhere. Strike, 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 strike. Did another one. Strike. Did we stop? No, we didn't. You know, they know. They know exactly. But that's the thing is the con of the aggregates are telling the people. Phases is what we have, COVID 2020. We got to get everybody on board with vaxxes. Got to get everybody on board with masks. Got to get everybody on board with communism. Got to get everybody on board with separating mother, father, marriage, all that shit. Got to get rid of the money, guns. It's all coming. It's just stages. And these fucking dumbasses who have never had this brain developed right here on this side, they've always been right here in the mush. It's why they're just like, you're so stupid, man. Hey, Google. See, you see that, man? You see that? Yeah. Did they use demonstrations to persuade you before AI generations ago? Demonstrations. The first 5 letters, D-E-M-O-N, demonstration. Are you sure that's not demons? Going, hey, look at me, look at me, look at me. You sure that they're not demonstrating on billboards, black magic over and over and over and over? Because they are. They're fake. These are the weakest fucking magicians I've ever fucking had to come across. Ever. They have come just as fucking mentally challenged as a goy. And they have. They're so reckless and careless. It's the most fucking unorganized black magic ever. And see, what pisses me off is that it pisses me off that they ain't even fucking doing it right. Now, they are because they have billions. But you have no idea what the fuck this what's in me is talking about. But they know what's just said. It's garbage. But I can tell you this. For the centuries to control this shit, it was very structured. You have no idea how structured. But it's so easy to throw up signs and then just let the mind grow into it. And that's it. That's it. That's it. That's the only fucking ingredient you need to know about how controlling somebody. You just control what they see and hear, and they grow into it. It's that fucking easy. It is that easy. You can have fucking arsenic right there, and they can grow into it. Oh no. This is to help people by hurting them, and they'll think they're fucking doing right. We're gonna go hurt them in the name of it. Getting you fucking crazy demons. I love you.